What is going on, everybody? Welcome to your very first Ionic framework tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'll be just rushing over through what Ionic is, and we'll be learning a bit about this framework's history and why do we actually need to learn this. Well, first things first. Well, this Ionic framework would make your life a hell lot easier if you want to code a simple web application, like a simple web application for your website, like your mobile web application, which just allows your users to make use of your website even if they are on the mobile. So Ionic kind of is a SDK, a framework which would help you to make super cool applications for your mobile for with the help of the AngularJS framework we have and the simple HTML we already have. So Ionic is the super cool framework, and it would be super easy to make some cool applications with Ionic because it works kind of with Angular, and we already have learned Angular a lot. So if you haven't, then I would highly recommend you to learn things in this order. So starting off with HTML, first of all, learn some HTML. Then with the CSS, well, you will learn HTML and CSS in a mixed way only. If you check my playlist, I have just taught them simultaneously so that you can just see the dots connecting. Then you have to learn JavaScript after that. And once you're done with JavaScript, then go to my AngularJS tutorials. And once you have done with that you can come back to this video tutorial and you can continue pretty much. So hybrid applications with Angular and Ionic is the future for the applications if you want to just build a simple application, not so technical, and but it should be kind of just cool and simple. So we have got this presentation kind of from Angular itself. So this is the links for the Twitter account for and the GitHub one for the Ionic project. Then we have the overview, and a native app is a simple app which just works on the native APIs provided by the operating system of a particular device. Like for Windows, it would be, I guess, kind of Win32 API, which would be the native API provided by Microsoft for development purposes. Well, the downside of native apps, as it shows, is proficiency in each platform required, entirely separate code bases. Like, for example, if you are kind of building a native application for Windows, then you have to make use of Win32 API. And if you are making a native application for, let's just say, Mac, then you have to make use of completely different APIs. So that's kind of entirely separate code bases. So Ionic solves this problem for mobile applications with more platforms. More problems come in, but Ionic just takes care of them. So is there sort of alternative? Yes, it is. Then we have hybrid apps are slow. Then there are some statistics right there. Native SDKs are great, so common UI views, all that stuff. Then we have the hello to Ionic. Now it says that it would you make use of the web technologies you already know. So I am assuming that you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and plus Angular as well. So if you don't know any one of these, then I would highly recommend you to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or Angular, any one or more if you don't know, so that it would be easy for you to keep it up with the tutorials. Then again, there are some sort of stats right there, standing on the shoulders of AngularJS. Then we have native focus, performance obsessed, plain old CSS. Then Sass is a preprocessor for CSS, and I might just push a tutorial series for Sass as well. But for now, let's just leave it. Then we have Ionicons. Well, that's a nice name for some cool icons. Then we have pretty much the UI. You can create a list, the complex list types. Then we have you can see that we got some sort of HTML only here, so you might feel comfortable while coding Ionic applications. Navigation tabs, side menus, and all that stuff you can just implement that on your website, or sorry, your web application. Then these are all sort of things you can do. We'll be taking a look at them later on when we are just coding some applications. We have some command line interface for here. Alright, so that ends the presentation pretty much, and we'll be starting off with Ionic programming, and basically the next one would be, I guess, the setting up of Ionic framework from the next tutorial. And in this tutorial, pretty much, I'm gonna just end it right here. So yeah, so once you are done with those HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular, then you are free to continue to tutorial number 2 and build some most awesome web applications for various devices, the handheld devices, mobile phones, tablets with Ionic. So if you like this tutorial, then don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.